Hi. So it seems that I'm going to be using this when I'm bored. I literally have nothing to do now until about 4, so that's about 2 hours from now. Because I have to work at 5, and I have to walk there. Oh shit, I had a topic. I'm going to try and stay on topic for this video because I go off topic a lot because I have ADD. And it's very easy for me to find connections between pretty much everything. If you've ever seen any of the episodes of South Park with there's a scientist, and he's just like, we'll use deductive reasoning for this. So if Tom Cruise is into Scientology, and Scientology is about aliens, and aliens live on Mars, and Marvin the Martian is in Bugs Bunny, then Tom Cruise is Bugs Bunny. It's like that, but a little more logical. I'm not saying that that's actually a comparison he made in the show. I'm just saying, like, that's kind of an example of his line of reasoning in that show. Anyway, so, that's why I'm gonna try and stay on topic. I've already failed, but whatever. The topic I was thinking about talking about today was, anxiety, and, like, nerves, I guess, because a lot of people have problems with anxiety, and I don't know, I feel like it's important to know that you're not alone, because, I think I would like to know that I'm not alone, in this, and so maybe I'm lying to myself or something, but I feel like lots of people have anxiety, no matter how well they deal with it, it's still there. So, in the past couple of days I've had a lot of weird things where I have to talk to people, and even if they're people I know, I'm edging away, I'm like moving towards the door, I'm trying to find a way out. It's not necessarily that I don't like the person, it's just, oh my god, I have nothing to talk about, this makes me really nervous, oh yeah, I have to go catch a bus. Even if I was planning on staying where I was for like another hour, I will avoid talking to anyone. So, like recently I got my wisdom teeth out, so I had to call and make an appointment, and making phone calls for me is really hard because I'll go get my phone and I'll be like, yeah, I have to call, wait, what am I going to call about? And I'll almost purposely forget that I have to make a phone call just so I don't have to make it, because I don't like talking to people, especially not on the phone, because they can't see your body language, they can't see how confused you are at something, or they can't really gauge your reaction to things properly, I think, and I can't gauge their reactions to things properly because I'm already anxious about calling someone to ask a question or to make an appointment or anything. I feel like I'm inconveniencing someone, or that I sound like an idiot. I mean, working in customer service, listening to people order food, it's really easy to go, oh, that person's so dumb, they don't know how to order here. Even if they haven't been there before. When you serve like 300 customers a day, and over half of them start ordering things from other stores, that it kind of makes you a little bitter about people, and it kind of like allows you to judge a lot more quickly. Not in like a deep way, you're just outwardly, that person seems really stupid, or the way they said things, or like they can't pronounce words that we have to say over 400 times a day, and that they might not have ever read before, and that's not fair, but it's just part of the human experience. So knowing how easy it is to judge people and for people to immediately form an opinion of, oh, this person's an idiot, I get really nervous calling people and asking questions. So I'm applying for this course that I told you guys about in my last video, for microbiology, and I am not good at science. I already feel like I'm not prepared going into this, but the way I've found to deal with anxiety is just to like, I don't want to say hypothetically, like, kind of like just blindfold yourself, trick yourself into doing it, just like, make sure you know what you're doing, and just dial the number, and suddenly you're on the phone. And just think about something else until they pick up, and then whether you've forgotten what you're talking about or not, and then you're just going to talk, because you're not going to hang up, because at that point that's a little weird. That's a little more embarrassing than just asking a stupid question, at least for me. So, like, I had to send an email to the contact for the course to ask, should I just assume that every one of these courses, if it has a textbook or specialist course set, which is what I'm looking at for this microbiology course, should I assume that I just have to buy all of those? And I don't know how many times this woman gets this question. So I feel like it's going to be one of those questions like, do you serve hamburgers here? Gosh, I'm thinking about how silly that question is, but again, some people might not have eaten at the restaurant I work at. They don't know. I mean, it's a chain restaurant, so they should know. But, you know, like, I feel like I'm asking that kind of a question to someone in a different field. I had to call my dentist back after I got my wisdom teeth out, because there's a couple of different textures of gum tissue over here that was kind of freaking me out. I felt like maybe it was infected, but just so happens both sides are healing fine, but this side is like a lot smoother, and there's just like a hole, and this one is like bulbous, and there's like a little harder piece of gum tissue sticking out. But it's going to take a little while to heal, obviously. I'm just an impatient person, just naturally. So, yeah. What else? I keep seeing this person I know, and, like, we're not exactly friends, but, like, we've always been friendly to each other. But I'm saying hi, and I'm just edging towards the door, and I went to the dentist today, and the receptionist is really nice. I really like her. We talk every time I'm there, and she tells me about her old retail job and how terrible it was, and I tell her about my terrible job. And we just we're kind of friends without really knowing each other. And, you know, I was having a fine conversation with her, but I was just instinctively grabbing my coat, grabbing my bag, running towards the door, and she's trying to, like, schedule a hygiene appointment with me, and I don't know my schedule, and I'm just like, just schedule it, and, yeah, have a good one, yeah, happy holidays to you too, yeah, I'll see you later, yeah, hopefully it'll be fine, yeah, thanks, and I feel like I'm making other people feel like I don't want to talk to them, and that's not necessarily the case. I think I just like to leave conversations before it becomes an awkward silence, because it makes me anxious, thinking about that coming awkwardness, like, oh god, there's going to be a minute where, like, we're just not going to say anything, and you're going to be like, oh, okay, I better go. It's kind of like that feeling when you don't know that if you have overstayed your welcome or not, except all of the time. And, like, there's people I want to approach, and I'm like, oh no, what if they don't want to talk to me? You know, I haven't seen them in a while. Even when I start conversations with people, I will just run the minute I feel like it seems awkward or they don't want to talk to me, and that's just my interpretation of what I'm seeing and hearing and whatever. But maybe some of those people don't want to talk to me, but maybe some of them do, and I'm pushing people away by accident. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. There's just anxiety, that kind of, I don't know, makes you feel bad for being anxious, or makes you feel like it's affecting your life negatively. Just, a lot of people go through it. I go through it. I find the best way to deal with it is just to do it. And just do your best to not, like, break down. And if you are feeling really anxious, just say something. Just, I'm sorry, I have to go. If you have to make an excuse, make an excuse, but don't don't push yourself to the point where you're not going to be willing to do that again because of how you felt. Like, I obviously have to go back to the dentist. Eventually. I mean, I don't have to, but I would really like for my teeth to be clean and healthy and not fall out of my head, at least until I'm a lot older. So, I'm gonna have to face that anxiety either way. You know, I'm gonna have to go out in public again, I'm gonna have to deal with crowds, I'm gonna have to excuse myself when I shove past people or when I bump someone with my bag. And as anxious as that makes me, that's just life, and those people probably aren't going to dwell on those things, I found. I find a lot of people, including myself, you forget about things because you legitimately don't care, but then there's other people who will dwell on it, and those are just people you don't want in your life. Okay, this video is already 11 minutes long. So yeah, don't be anxious. Do your best and just take a breath and just do the things that scare you, because the more you do them, the less scary they're going to be, especially if it's the first time you've tried something like this program. This is my first time taking a college course, well, a college program. It's going to be my second course, but I'm just going to do it, just like this YouTube thing. I'm just doing it. Thanks, guys. See you next week, or tomorrow, or whenever I get bored next.